public brings us an injured bird, got hit by a car, let's say. We run him through the medical, the emergency treatment, x-rays, surgery, whatever's needed. If a bird has broken feathers, he has to molt that feather before he gets a new one. So what we do is we have to imp new feathers, which means glue new feathers back into the bird, and that will stay on until he molts a new feather on his own. So it saves a lot of time, and he can start flying right away with new feathers. When they get out of the ICU, the final step is getting into these flights, and that's where we exercise them to bring them back up to speed, just like an athlete that's been injured.
So that's what this does, is gets them back in shape so that they can survive in the wild. It's all about giving them a second chance. And peregrines are very difficult in that this type of bird flies so fast. When they crash and burn, getting them back into the wild is very rare.
We are standing in the original flight enclosure. We built this 25 years ago. It's seen its better days, and this flight probably won't last too much longer. So we need to refurbish and build this one.
We're looking to make the old one, upgrade it to this standard, and it'll be 30 to 40 times stronger and should last another 20 years. The original one, it was built on a shoestring budget, but to make them last, it's fairly pricey.
Tucson Wildlife Center's been growing for quite a few years, and we're running out of flight enclosures to keep these birds moving through. I make the analogy of a busy airport and getting busier. We have birds on the tarmac, raptors that are waiting to get in onto the runway. So these are the runways, and we don't want them waiting too long. The faster you can move them through rehab, the better for that bird. We need support to help us rebuild this enclosure just like the others, so we'll have 3 good runways to exercise and get these birds released.
It warms your heart and soul when you get to see them flying free again. And that's what we strive for. Get them back out there.
The release is the best part. We all rejoice when there's a release. So we've saved a life, we've given them a second chance, and they get to go back to their families. Sometimes there's babies waiting on them, almost always a mate waiting for them. It just thrills us to see that happen.
We couldn't do it without our donors and the public's help. You know, it's all about the animals, it's not about us.
We can't do this without you. We can't do this without your support. Everybody that volunteers here, we can't do it without them. So we thank you so much for your support to help the wildlife, because that's why we're here. It's all about the animals.
The best part when you get to, they go through the whole rehab process and then they get to go back home.